Anyways, we were about to, I think, segue into maybe D&D.
I think
D&D.
But I do feel like,
might.
whereas usually where we segue into D&D and then we heap onto Spencer, we go like, okay, now quickly do a recap as part of the D&D segment. I think it might help Spencer if we identify a pre-D&D period before we start playing D&D where we figure out what the fuck happened.
Yes, no, I'm saying because
so that it's not on him.
Because you guys played once, I think, when I wasn't here, and we haven't played for a while because you weren't here, Spencer. Like it seems like it's been a couple months since I've played D&D.
I think you were at the last one.
Was I? I don't fucking
We
remember.
turned in the missions.
We've all got license to not know what the hell
is going on. Let's, before I do the roll of the music, Spencer, like, do you have the sheets in the Flim Flam?
Yeah.
Hand those out. Because we have loads of time right now. And let's get this at least back up in the air.
While he gets that stuff out,
I don't think
let's do a little bit of podcast business because we're like, let's be transparent about this. We moved from the venue where we had a live audience into this place, and then we had a discussion tonight where we like pulled up the numbers of like who's listening when and who's and it looks like. Well, I mean, there's a million ways to look at a million different numbers, but like there's an indication that. This transition is costing us like people's faith. That the upset is like we've cracked the whip here. Whether it's people thinking that the podcast is over and they don't have communication that the podcast is continuing, or whether it's people that genuinely hate this format and don't know it'll ever end, or like who knows? There's a million variables, but we did talk a lot tonight. About...
I think what we kind of came to the agreement on is that we don't know what's going on. We don't know when the space will be back. When the space is back, we don't know exactly what that's going to look like. We don't want it to be us doing a booth podcast like this forever. That's not the permanent state of affairs.
This doesn't represent our dream. This isn't our fantasy. But then you would say, well, what is your dream? What is your fantasy? And we would say, we're not sure. I don't think that whatever we were doing before represented me thinking we were nailing it, which is why maybe for me it's easier to go, oh, fuck it, we're doing it from this booth from now on, vive la différence, and maybe people are going, what the fuck? Because all I can say is we're open to anything internally. We're going to try to, like, we're working on getting the venue back up. That's not because we think that the show should be what it was before. We also don't think this is ideal. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're talking about maybe like we'll go around California and do like crazy like pop-up shows because that'll be fun, like because we'll have an audience for that. There's ways to make the VO booth version of the show more like worth fucking listening to live. I don't know, but after you left that conversation, it's not really the subscribership that's in trouble. It's actually the crazy thing is maybe a totally organic thing, which is that the people listening to the free version of the podcast, it just plummeted after we transitioned, which is just like an earthquake. It's like, well, our show got canceled and there was no communication about.
You know why? Because that one GIF that Jane posted.
It was it was Jane.
Yeah. She fucking took it all down.
I was hoping that we could mention her tonight in the Tonight Show because I definitely did want to continue a insane cycle of whether or not I don't I definitely was hoping for sure.
Hand Steve and I our character sheets, please. All right. The dispensing of the character sheets is happening.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So, Spencer...
I'm woefully unprepared. I apparently don't have my dice or my laptop, so both my laptop is on my phone and my dice is going to be on my phone.
Phone, dice.
All right, but we didn't talk at all about what had happened.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this right now.
Let me just say that being good in 2017 is not always going to be comfortable, and we're not always going to do the right thing, but it's always going to be the wrong thing to just go, oh, that sucks. I'll deal with it later.
You know what? Look, we've been doing this podcast for a long time. We've had a lot of fun. It's never been perfect. It's very lazy and fly by night. But we want the people listening to know that this we are all committed to finding out what the new, better version of this is, and we're going to do it.
I was talking about sexual assault.
Oh. Well, no, that's come on. That's just going to happen.
Right.
All right, that was a joke.
I know it's. I mean, it's true though.
It's a great show.